What's good, Cuzzo? What's happening?
What's good?
What is happening with you, man? How you doing, bro?
I'm good. I'm good.
I we could say the end of Mandalorian season 2, bro, because we definitely didn't expect it to be like a season like a Boba Fett. We thinking this could possibly be like a Mandalorian season 3, or you know what I'm saying? They was giving us something else, so they kind of surprised you. They was giving us a Boba Fett show. So the fact
Right.
that we got it now, bro, it's pretty cool. And just starting off with it, how they gave us the flashback scenes like when he was locked in that monster that I think what's it called, the Skylar, I don't know how to say it right, the creature that he was
Oh, the Sarlacc.
Sarlacc, yeah. Yeah, I remember that from Return of the Jedi when he's caught up in there, because this whole time I really thought he was dead. So I was like, when people kept bringing up Boba Fett, I was like, ain't didn't he die on Return of the Jedi? I never knew about the backstory, like he escaped and all like that. I wasn't aware of all that. So I like how they showed that during the live action. That was pretty cool how they did that, and really how they show like the backstory with the Tuscans, how they found him, and how it was crazy how they were just showing him like just their way of like what they was basically doing like during when all the stuff was happening with the little purge and all like that when they were destroying everything. So it was actually
Right.
cool that they get to like they both get to show, you know what I'm saying, piece of their story, you know what I'm saying, what brought them together, and they teaching them how to you know what I'm saying, use a spear, and he teaching them how to ride the little bike and everything. So
Right.
that was pretty dope how they showed the flashback scenes. That was pretty dope because it was always, you always wonder like what's part of this like story with Boba Fett, because like I heard it was comic book stories, you know what I'm saying, like he escaped. So I like how they shed some light on that, because I know we was gonna ask for that if they didn't, you know what I'm saying.
Right. And
Yeah.
that was my thing too, because like I when we seen him in season 2 of Mandalorian, I was like, okay, so it's now legit. He lived. And I'm
Mm.
like, okay, how are they going to show us how he got out?
Right,
And
right.
that's why I liked how they started it off in Boba Fett. 'Cause I'm like, okay, they actually show him just like crawling out of the Sarlacc. And I'm
Mm.
like, but my thing is, I'm like, man, how long has he been up in there for? Like, how long after he got in do we see him up until now?
Right.
Because Jabba's gone, like the Pikes took over. So I'm trying to figure out like how long in between everything did this happen. So that I'm not
Right.
quite sure of.
Right, yeah, that had me wondering too, because especially after when Jabba died, you was wondering like who was basically gonna take over the palace. So when you seen it was gonna be Boba, you seen it was gonna be a lot he was gonna have to deal with, because it's obviously a lot had to be explained. Like while Jabba was gone, somebody was gonna have to take charge. So yeah,
Right.
bro, that was pretty dope how they kind of did that. And just with Boba's direction, this whole show, like it seemed like he was trying to find like his, I guess his respect, his honor. You know what I'm saying? Because it was just certain things.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I could tell he wasn't feeling, even though he felt like he was earning his way around, like just like around the ways with people and stuff. But he just felt like that wasn't enough. You know, so that's why I was wondering where the end of the show was going, where it's like you got Kyle Vent that's kind of still like the sheriff of town in a way, and you see him coming
Yeah.
back, and most of the people that you seen that got like, I want to say killed up, but we thought that died, they got modified by that dude. You know what I'm saying? So some of them are coming back. So it's like I was wondering like it probably can be them people, the people that's been modified, the people that from that town that thought they was dead. It's probably them people that'll come back and take over. They'll probably be like the lead of it, because I mean, Boba obviously can hold it down, but I don't really feel that's necessarily. It don't seem like that's necessarily his direction, like going forward. It don't seem like.
Right. Right. And so, and that's my thing because I like how he said that he plans to rule with respect. So I'm like, okay, that's how you're supposed to do it, like rule with respect. Whereas Jabba and everybody else was ruling more with fear. So
Right.
that's why Fennec was saying like, okay, it's not like this may not be the best alternative, but he's like, no, I'm gonna change all this. So
Right.
that was respecting that too. But like that's what I was saying though. Like it's kind of weird to be like, okay, after Jabba died, and then leading up to Boba Fett trying to lead us, like how long did this take place? Because I'm like, man, this almost seems like this was going to be predetermined. Because just like when Fennec was saying uh to Boba Fett, she was like, yeah, like you need permission from the Hutts to take them out. And Luke didn't have that permission, but at the same time, he's like, I don't really care. Like you gonna catch this hands or what?
Right. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Another thing I wanted to bring up, the what was the character's name? He's kind of like Chewbacca, but he's kind of like a darker version of him, bro. It's like a Wookiee.
Chris Stanton, I think that's his name.
Chrysanthemum. Yeah. that was pretty dope how they showed that character, because I was wondering like what side he was going, you know what I'm saying, join, because it seemed like at first I'm thinking like I know that they got their own race and everything, but it seemed like most of them that species be under people, like they kind of like a mercenary in a way. So I like how
Right.
they sent him like a bounty against you know what I'm saying, Boba Fett, but then he eventually ended up joining the force with him because he like, I need somebody like you on my side, like you definitely a force like a half for sure.
Right.
Yeah, that was definitely dope how they showed him, because I was wondering like, I know it can't be just because I even just playing the game stuff, I seen like there's a lot of that same species that's out there, but I didn't know it was like, I thought it was just like that looks like Chewbacca. I didn't know it was like darker ones and stuff like that. I wasn't aware of all that, so that was pretty cool how
Yeah,
they kind of explained that.
because you kind of get a glimpse of that when you're watching Revenge of the Sith, and they're on Kashyyyk, and you kind of see like the different versions of them.
Oh yeah, you right. Actually, yep. Now I know what you're talking about. Now, yep. Yeah, you right about that, bro. I didn't even realize that. That was pretty dope though. How they, it's like how they showing all these background characters. I love how they giving us our nostalgia moments, because it's like, bro, I felt like
Right.
the highlights of all the shows when they brought Luke, bro. It seemed like that was like the highlight of each, of Mandalorian and of obviously Grogu, of course, too, because like that's obviously the hope of this whole franchise, but. Like bringing
Right.
Luke in, bro, like that. I think of every time when the Jedi was in terms of like, I thought about this. Every situation that the Mandalorians was in, it was some type of way the Jedi's like some type of way assist them out, from when they had the part with the Dark Troopers and like that, and dealing with these people like, you know what I'm saying, on this planet, you know what I'm saying, that they were trying to fight off. Like it was some type of Jedi that was. I like how it's like they're finding ways to help each other in some type of way. It's either through Grogu or Luke. It's like they knowing like the Jedi's not exactly what the Mandalorians thought they was. You know what I'm saying? So I like how they give a different
Exactly.
perspective on how Jedi's really move. So I like how they doing that. The same thing with the Mandalorians too. Like I know the Jedi's probably look at them different. Like they not just looked at as just shady type of people with masks on. You know what I'm saying? Some of them actually have honor, respect. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
that's pretty dope how they actually showing that now, because it seemed like it wasn't really gonna be no truth between like Mandalorians and Jedi's, but now it seemed like Din and Luke can actually change that. Well, actually Grogu's, because they got that bond going, so that's actually dope.
Yeah, that's the thing though too. Like when it comes to Grogu choosing Mando, I ain't gonna lie, I kind of knew he was gonna choose Mando.
Yeah.
I kind of already knew that. But I wanted him to choose to be a Jedi.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause at least if he was a Jedi, it's like, okay, you can train yourself to be a certain way, and because of his species, he can live long. He can outlive Mando anyway. So it's not necessarily like, okay, he can go be with him, and then when Mando dies, he now has to go find Luke.
Right, right.
I'm like, it should have been the other. Like to me, it should be the other way around. But I get it. Like you're asking a 50-year-old child, like which is basically probably in hindsight a 5-year-old child. What do they want to do?
Right. But yeah, you can.
It's equivalent to asking a 5-year-old, like a kindergartner or a first grader, what do you want to be when you grow up?
Right.
Jedi or Mandalorian? And it's like they don't know, they're kids.
Right, exactly. But I think that's gonna be like his path as he grows older. He gonna learn more about like the Jedi way and all like that as he get older, because he's still gonna have that force in him, like regardless. You know what I'm saying? So it's always gonna follow through him. So I think that. Will you go ahead, bro?
No, go ahead.
No,
Go
I
ahead.
was gonna say you go ahead. My bad. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No. So what I was going to say was it kind of leads up into, like you played Fallen Order, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So you remember the lady that he was helping out up on the ship, and he was like you disconnected yourself from the force, didn't you? And she said, yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So it's like she's able to reconnect it, but because she disconnected herself from it, it's kind of harder. So I'm like, I think that might happen to Grogu because he's not being trained to really like connect with it that much.
Well,
Like he's strong in the force even at his age without having any training, but it's like, okay, if you don't really know what you're doing, you can probably be disconnected from it,
That, oh yeah, you can say that. Cause I'll be thinking like the way I would say that wouldn't be the case, cause there's gonna be situations where he'll have to use his force powers. Like it's obviously when he with Din, because he be dealing with like some crazy threats out there where he almost need Grogu's assist damn near most of the time. So it's like that's why I be wondering how that's gonna probably come to effect later on. You know what I'm saying? And I'm pretty sure he gonna come across these Jedi's like. Just the journey they just on in general, they gonna obviously run into somebody that's connected to the Force in some type of way. So I feel like even though he did choose to be with Din, I still feel like there still can be some type of connection with the Force in some type of like I mean we were saying before like where he can be the first one to break that fourth wall to be like a Mandalorian, like to be a Jedi with Mandalorian armor on. You know what I'm saying? Like he could be the first one to break that wall. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel like that can be like I feel like that can be where I feel like that could be the best option for them to aim for in terms of Grogu. Like because that could basically show like you can go what's good Cuzzo, and that can basically go against I won't say go against what the Jedi way is, but it's like y'all said, most of the ways they did went wrong from Yoda even to Luke. You know what I'm saying? Like you clearly see how that path ended, like in terms of like their ways of how the Jedi Order should go. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like for Grogu to you know what I'm saying to just take a different path, like that'll probably open up more doors in the Force. You know what I'm saying? Just for you know what I'm saying to keep this like Jedi way going. You know what I'm saying? In terms of generations. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I feel it. So before I kind of get up into that, I don't know what happened, but some ugly dude just joined in on the stream, and I don't know how he got here.
Man, he all about to say, man, where you been at, boy? We was waiting for you to get up here. I know you got something to say about this, bro. What's good with Cuzzo? Oh yeah, we was talking about the Wookiee. I keep forgetting his name. Chris, how you say?
Chrysanthemum.
Chrysanthemum, yeah. Yeah, I definitely like that dude, bro, because he definitely, like, he gave me the Chewbacca vibe. I like them type of species because I see that they loyal. Like, once they show, like, you show them some type of, you know what I'm saying, they loyal to you, you know what I'm saying? They definitely got your back.
Right.
I definitely like them characters, bro. Frank, bro, what you got to say about this, bro? Because I know Boba Fett your dude, bro, so, you know what I'm saying?
Man,
you're here now, so.
You got to know.
We got to
know, bro, that I got hecka comments, hecka opinions, theories.
Of course you do.
What'd you say?
I said, of course you do.
Just to put it
concisely.
I mean, you know, just to put it concisely, I absolutely loved what they did with the show. And this is why. In the show, understand this too, that's a prerequisite. The show didn't give me all that I wanted at all. Like, at all.
Right.
But I absolutely loved exactly what they did with it because it gave us not only backstory on what we all wondered, like, where is this bounty hunter? Where has he been? You know, where is his armor? All this stuff. But as well as tying in purpose for Din Djarin, as well as purpose for Boba Fett and Grogu. So I personally didn't even know that they were going to put Grogu into the show that prevalently. But bro was in the two finale episodes, or the two latest episodes. And like the last episodes, they was just, man, I mean, fan service. And I was loving everything about it. Because it wasn't just like how you know, Rise of the Skywalker did fan service. You know, it was kind of like forced. You know? I really like that this fan service was really well done. Like, for example, they showed a Rancor, and they didn't show a Rancor just fighting initially in the first episode. They showed you him actually coming into the possession of Boba Fett, him showing that he'll fight for Boba Fett by putting his claws through the little floor when they were eating at the table, and then him actually showed, like, that was like a led up thing. They showed, like, you know, Grogu coming back to Din, but after they had him do training with Luke, you know, I just thought that, man, the fan service, even with like Cad Bane, bro, the fan service was just perfectly given. And the only thing that I missed out that I would have loved to experience was I wanted Boba Fett to be, you know, Empire era Boba Fett. Like, I wanted him to be using his jetpack to slide to the left, slide to the right, go in a circle, bust people. Like how we used them in Battlefront 2. I wanted him to be doing stuff like that.
right. I hear you, man. I definitely feel you.
But man, it was good. It was a good show all in all. I love they gave us this because they didn't have to make a Boba show. They could have just made another. They could have been Mandalorian and then had Boba in it like they did.
Right, right.
I think that like we thought already, the show was initially going to be a supporting show. So it's not going. It's not going. I'll be surprised if they're going to have a season 2 or 3 of Boba Fett. I believe they're just going to go straight into Mandalorian storyline, and I love that like they gave a reason as to why Boba is important. He's not just a person who came back and wants power. He's important to a bigger storyline, which is the Mandalorian storyline. And I thought that was wonderful because you could bring in a character and just not use them and not like, it's kind of like ridiculous, kind of like they're just putting fan service, but. I'm loving it, man. I'm loving it. I would have loved for him to keep his helmet on, and I would have loved for him to be dogging that last fight way more. But other than that, it was good, y'all. It was good.
I know what you're saying. Is like I'm not gonna lie. The moment you said that you would have kind of wished that he kept his helmet on more often, the reason why I really feel that is because when you've seen him in Empire Strikes Back and in Return of the Jedi. You never see him take his helmet off. And I kind of almost feel like that's almost along the lines of traditional Mandalorian. Well, at least what Mando was doing, for Mandalorians, you don't take your helmet off, or else you're no longer part of the creed. So I kind of wish that they did do that a little bit. But I'm not gonna lie. But when you said the fan service, though, I'm not gonna lie. The 2 fan service that I really enjoyed was seeing Luke. Trying to, basically Luke training Grogu, along with Ahsoka on his side, kind of being like, yeah, you just like your daddy. Man. Give me a call later on when you're done with the child, but you just like your daddy. But when they showed Cad Bane, I'm like, look, not gonna lie. I didn't want him to die so quickly, but the reason why I didn't mind it is because it's like, okay, if you watched Clone Wars, you get it. You get why Cad Bane died so quickly in the show. And at the same time, I'm also like, y'all could have did a little better with his death. Like, actually have a full-blown shootout between him and Boba Fett. That would have been lit.
They could have killed 2 birds in one stone.
One thing.
That's what I'm saying. That would have been lit.
One thing about Cad Bane, did y'all notice that? Because I was peeping something where they was talking about the thing that's on his chest. And does that any sign of anything that the fact that it was still beeping what they were showing it? It seemed like I felt like they were showing some type of detail in that close up scene when they show after he stabbed Cad Bane. Does that mean anything that the thing beeping his chest? Does that mean that he could possibly still be alive, or that means he just dead or something like that? Because I thought something about that scene was kind of off to me, how they showing how that. Because I'm like, if he dead, that thing shouldn't be beeping. It should be off if that's the case. Why is it still beeping like that? You know what I'm saying? The little thing that was flashing on his chest after he got stabbed. And then if you think about it, bro, most of the people that we thought that was dead, that was on that land, most of them came back because that modifier brought them back. So we don't know that could be the case with Cad Bane. That dude can bring Cad Bane back. You never know.
Yeah, because I ain't gonna lie. Cad Bane shot, some people say he shot him in the shoulder. Nah, bro shot him in the heart. He shot him
I thought he shot him up here, though.
It looked
he shot him the shoulder up here.
Yeah,
if you get shot anywhere here, you dead, bro. And he got shot with a laser, in a sense, right? I felt like, man, yeah. See, I felt like, man, if he could come back, if Thundercat could bring him back, Thundercat could bring him, my boy Cad. I would have loved. So, okay, for example, Deontay, like you said, the fan service. Cad Bane was fan service done wrong. In the second episode, in the finale episode, second episode he arrived in, finale episode. In the first episode, he was done well.
Yeah.
Because he came in and everything, but the reason why I say that is because if all y'all did was to bring him in here just to have a conversation with Boba and die, what's the point, right? What's the point? So that's, to Terry's point, they must have had to have a bigger reveal for him or a bigger purpose, because the dude was already dead, right? So we already known him to die. right?
Right.
We already know him to be dead. Why bring him back? And more so that, why bring him back and then kill him off in 2 episodes when he's technically supposed to be the best bounty hunter alive? Like, even when Boba Fett, even when they were talking, he said, "You're not better than me." Boba Fett's like, "I know, but I got my armor."
Right, I got my alright. That was funny.
And you know what though? But to your point though, Terry. Like I said, I personally I didn't really hear like a beeping thing with it, but I did notice this. When Boba pulled the staff out, maybe it's just me, but I didn't see any blood, and it looked like the bottom of the staff, like the little like the pointy part of it, it looked like it was kind of curved a little bit. So I'm like, you don't stab somebody, pull it out, and it's just curved. Like, you have to have hit something and then pull it out, and then the tip is a little curved. And like I said, I didn't see no blood coming from that either, because we've seen blood in these shows, so it's doable. That's why I'm like, is he dead or is he still alive? Like, this is kind of weird. I don't think the dude who makes the mechanical adjustments to people, like the mechanical modifications, I don't think he's gonna do anything to Cad Bane unless Boba sees fit.
Oh, right.
But I can see something similar happening to Cad Bane to where there could potentially be a season 2 of Boba Fett to where Boba lightweight may have to be on the run.
Oh, I would. Well, that'd be interesting.
Yeah.
I love the point where you said, like, I love the point where you were like, Thundercat wouldn't bring him back. I keep thinking Thundercat ain't gonna bring him back unless Boba says so. But people don't really know the dynamic between Boba Fett and Cad Bane. Like, it was similar to Django, but it was more, it was less genuine and more transactional. So, like, Boba had to survive. You have to understand, he's an orphan, wanted by the Republic in a sense, right? So he can't really do the things that he wanted to do. His face is known everywhere, right? So, like, he had to find someone who can really help him. And if y'all remember that episode when he was going after Mace Windu, you remember that episode?
In Clone Wars?
In Clone Wars?
No, I haven't watched that either.
I lightweight remember that episode.
So in that episode, that was actually the start of him going into the industry of bounty hunting. After he failed to get Mace Windu, he let go of his revenge and just tried to be a bounty hunter, right? Or tried to, like, survive in that world. And that's when Cad Bane found him, realized, yo, you're Django's son. He had actually professional partnership with Django, and he felt taking him under his wing. Bro raised him all up until where, you know, Boba Fett didn't want to take orders no more. And Boba Fett wanted to take the seat of, like, you know, I'm the best bounty hunter. He didn't really want to, from what I understand from the context of their relationship, he didn't want to take Cad Bane out. He just had to for him to succeed. But when he shot Cad Bane in the head, he left him for dead, and he didn't confirm his kill. And we all know that Boba Fett normally used to confirm his kill, even with Jedi. So with this one, I felt like he didn't want to actually kill Cad Bane. If you see, he didn't stab Cad Bane until Cad Bane tried to flame him. Right? He tried to, like, just stand over him, like, be cool. So to Deontay's point, he might even want to bring Cad Bane back. Like, I owe you since how I did you back in the day. Or, like, you know, he might want to bring him back. I would love to see a season 2 of Boba. And in there, I would love to see Cad Bane. I highly doubt that. I think the best thing that they're going to do with Cad Bane is what I think maybe Solomon or Terry mentioned it, is bringing Cad Bane into the Obi-Wan show as, like, a bounty hunter looking for a Jedi hunter.
That could be interesting because I know the Obi-Wan series takes place 10 years after Revenge of the Sith. And to what you were just saying too, Cuzzo, so yeah, he did get shot in the head, and that's why I was wondering, because when Boba stabbed him and his hat came up, I looked at his head and I was like, yo, that looks like it's like a certain like piece on his head from when he got shot. Because if you look at Clone, so that's why I'm like, okay, so whoever worked on him before could very well do it again to bring him back.
Yeah, bro. I don't
And
think
you know,
that's the end of
oh,
Cat.
go ahead, cousin.
Now I was just about to say I just think that it's just not the like you all saying he's such a legendary bounty hunter, bro. And they bringing all these legendary bounty hunters in it. I feel like it's no way they would just kill him off like that, bro. Or if that's the case, that we'll see definitely more flashbacks of him, like you said, Obi-Wan or something like that. If that's the case, but this is definitely not the last time we'll see him for surely. Definitely not though.
It has to be. It has to be, Terry. I don't believe that Dave Filoni is that careless. I just don't believe because Dave Filoni. This is Dave Filoni's character, right? Strictly his character. George Lucas has no creation on him. So I believe that there's no point, and there's just nothing in this universe where Dave Filoni would bring him in and kill him off. So if y'all notice, he didn't even have his jetpack boots.
Yeah, that's right. He didn't.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
He didn't even have his jetpack boots. I'm like, he didn't even have his
Or the thing
toothpick. I'm like, nah, this is something else going on. They're gonna bring him back. He lost his jet boot, so something happened in Obi-Wan. Something has to happen. It just makes sense.